This Filipino grammar lesson is about the comparison of Tagalog pronouns ako and ko. Before we go any further, make sure that you've already seen our videos about Tagalog personal pronouns called the ang and nang group. I placed the links in the description and in the comment section below in case you haven't seen them yet. Let's first talk about the pronoun ako. The exact equivalent of ako in English is I. So you can use ako with nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. The patterns are noun plus ako or noun ako, adjective ako, and adverb ako plus the rest of the sentence. Here's a simple example of the noun ako pattern. Doktor ako. Doktor ako, meaning I'm a doctor. If you're wondering how the English verb am translates into Filipino, well, am has no direct Tagalog translation, but we have a copula or a connecting word that has the same function as the word am, and that word is I. I is used to join the subject and the predicate of the sentence. Ako ay doktor. Ako is the subject and the noun doktor is the predicate. To put them together into a sentence, you have to insert the copula ay between ako and doktor. Ako ay doktor, which also means I'm a doctor. This word order, however, is only used in the written form or in mass media communications. In spoken Tagalog, we use the noun ako pattern. Doktor ako. You may replace doktor with any other profession like engineer ako, nurse ako, teacher ako, etc. Next is the adjective ako pattern. Matangkad ako. Matangkad ako, meaning I'm tall. You can replace matangkad with other adjectives that best describe you like pogi ako, I'm handsome. Mabait ako, I'm kind. Matalino ako, I'm smart, etc. Our next pattern is adverb plus ako. Palagi akong inaantok. Palagi is an adverb that means always or often. Ako here has the linker ng in order to connect it to the next word, inaantok. If you want to know more about Tagalog linkers, I am placing the link on the upper right-hand corner of this video. Even though there's an attached linker to ako, it doesn't affect its English translation I. I'm always sleepy. Palagi akong inaantok. Now that we're done with the easy part of using ako, let's now talk about what causes the confusion between ako and ko. Ako is mainly used for ma, mag, and mang verbs. So the patterns are ma verb ako, mag verb ako, verb ako, and mang verb ako. Remember that the focus or the subject of these sentence patterns is ako or I as the doer of the action. Here's our first example. Maliligo ako. When you see this verb, you can immediately tell that it's a ma verb, so the right pronoun to use is ako. Don't confuse yourself with other stuff. Don't overthink. It's simple. Since it's a ma verb, use ako. Ma verb ako. Maliligo ako. Maliligo is in the future aspect, so this sentence means I'm going to take a shower or I will take a shower. Now let me ask you, who's going to do the action maliligo? Correct. Ako, which means the focus of this sentence is ako, because I'm the one who will do the action. So it's another reason why ako should be used. Next, manonood ako ng sine mamaya. Now ask yourself, what kind of verb is manonood? Yes, it's a ma verb. Now, ask yourself again, who's going to do the action manonood? Right, ako. Manonood ako ng sine mamaya. I'm going to watch a movie later. Nakikinig ako ng radyo. Nakikinig is also a verb that is in the present tense, meaning listening. Since it's also a verb, we have to use ako. Nakikinig ako ng radyo. I'm listening to the radio. Can you tell me what kind of verb maglalaga is? Yes, it's very obvious that it's a verb. And what did we learn earlier? Ako is also used with verbs. Verbs ako. Maglalaga ako ng itlog. Maglalaga ako ng itlog. I will boil eggs. We have 3 videos about verbs. Please check them out so you'd understand how to conjugate them. Naglalaba ako ng damit. Naglalaba ako ng damit. Meaning, I'm doing the laundry or I'm washing my clothes. Nagdala ako ng pagkain. Nagdala ako ng pagkain. I brought some food. Can you tell me what kind of verb we have here? Right, we have the verb kumakain, which means eat or eating. Hindi ako kumakain ng dinuguan. This is a negative sentence because we placed the word hindi before ako. Hindi ako, which translates into I don't. Hindi ako kumakain ng dinuguan. I don't eat pork blood stew. Umiinom ako ng maraming tubig. Umiinom ako ng maraming tubig. I drink a lot of water. Pumunta ako sa palengke. Pumunta ako sa palengke. I went to the market. Bumili ako ng bulaklak. Bumili ako ng bulaklak. I bought some flowers. Next is an example of a Tagalog verb which can be a mouthful for many foreign learners. Mangungutang. Mangungutang, meaning we'll borrow money from someone. Mangungutang ako sa'yo. It's a verb, so we have to use ako. Mangungutang ako sa'yo. I'm going to borrow money from you. Mangingisda ako kasama si Sam. Mangingisda ako kasama si Sam. I'm going to go fishing with Sam. Let's now study how and when to use the Tagalog pronoun ko. First of all, the direct translation of ko in English is either my or mine. Ko indicates someone's possession or ownership of something, or his or her relationship with other people. For example, amo ko, meaning my boss. Kuya ko, my older brother. Kaibigan ko, my friend or a friend of mine. Tsinelas ko, my slippers. Telepono ko, my phone. The pronoun ko translates into I in English if ko is used with e-verbs, in-verbs, and an-verbs. So when you see these verbs, the first thing that should come to mind is to use ko. Another important thing to remember is that the subject or focus of these sentence patterns is the object or receiver of the action. Here's our first example. Itinago ko ang sulat. Itinago is obviously an e-verb that is in the past aspect, which means kept. Itinago. And since it's an e-verb, we need to use ko. Again, forget about the other rules. Just focus on this one. If it's an e-verb, use ko. Itinago ko ang sulat. I kept the letter. Now let me ask you, who or what is the receiver of the action kept? Right, the object letter. So the topic of this sentence is the letter. Why? Because it's the object or the receiver of the action itinago. So we are not talking about the person who kept, but rather what was kept. Isasara ko ang pinto. This is another e-verb, that's why we are using the pronoun ko. The receiver of the action isasara is the object pinto. Isasara ko ang pinto. I will close the door. Bubuksan ko ang bintana. The verb bubuksan has the suffix an, so this is an an verb. Remember the rule? An verb plus ko. Bubuksan ko ang bintana. I will open the window. Huhugasan ko ang mga plato. Huhugasan ko ang mga plato. I will wash the dishes or I will do the dishes. Binabasa ko ang libro. The verb binabasa has the infix in to the verb root basa, which makes it an in verb, so we should use ko. Binabasa ko ang libro. I'm reading the book. Lulutuin ko na ang isda. Lulutuin ko na ang isda. Meaning, I'll cook the fish now. These two sentences clearly show the difference between ako and ko and how the sentence patterns that we learned earlier are used. It's really important to know how to identify the kind of verb in the sentence and which pronoun comes before or after it. Kumakain ako ng ubas. Kumakain ako ng ubas, meaning I'm eating grapes. Kinakain ko ang ubas. Kinakain ko ang ubas. I'm eating the grapes. Nagpunta ako sa Venice. Nagpunta ako sa Venice. The other sentence is, pinuntahan ko ang Venice. Pinuntahan ko ang Venice. Meaning, I went to Venice. Manghihingi ako ng cake. Manghihingi ako ng cake. I will ask for some cake. Hihingiin ko ang cake. Hihingiin ko ang cake. I will ask for the cake, or I will ask someone to give me the cake. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe to Talk to Me in Tagalog. Maraming salamat po.